Trabaho pa po ako.
Dear God, thank you to meet together. Please help us to come together. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhati't pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Across the land, across the seas, we are here to be as one, sharing one vision, fulfilling our mission. Hand in hand, we stand as one. We are the nation builders, true to our profession. We're here to help each other, leading the right direction. We're moving on, staying strong, building a bright tomorrow in unity, in harmony. We are the nation builders, giving our best, passing the test. We hold on to our promise, friendly relations with other nations, serving together. We build us one. We are the nation builders, true to our possession. We're here to help each other, leading the right direction. We're moving on, staying strong, building a bright tomorrow to be unity, in harmony. We are the nation builders. We are the nation builders.
Welcome to the special and 20th edition of the PCA Talks. PICA presents the Pacquiao License, our third one for the year 2022. Good afternoon to everyone. May hapon sa tanan. I'm Earl Segades, PCA Project Manager and your host for this afternoon's event. Before we start, let us do a quick poll. So we have a few questions here to be posted, to be flashed. So is this your first time to attend? What sector do you belong to? Are you a PCA member? Where are your construction projects primarily based? Single choice only, NCR, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, nationwide. And how old are you? So we have 5 poll questions. If you can kindly answer the questions, and then we'll flash the results later on. All right? Thank you. While we are waiting for the results of the polls, we would also like to acknowledge the following. Start off with the PCA Board of Trustees, our President Will Dicena, First Vice President June Elipanio, Second Vice President Kit Angeles, Third Vice President Ruben Cueto, Secretary Paki Gonzalez, Treasurer Pao Wenceslao, our trustees, Jigger Caniedo, Albert Ignacio, Simon King, Ray Villar, Norman Macapagal, Ferdy Mangali, Antonio Uy, and Leslie Villanueva. Together with our PCA immediate past president, Maurice Agoncillo, our General Counsel, Attorney Ellen Francisco, and our Executive Director, Barry Paulino. We're also joined by our Council of Leaders, Dana Bando, Tito Manalo, Levi Espiritu, Anthony Fernandez, George Consunhi, Emilio Tumbocon, Sid Consunhi, and Roger Morga. We also have our affiliates, the Association of Carriers and Equipment Lessors, the Organization of Socialized and Economic Housing Developers of the Philippines, the Philippine Concrete Industry Association, the Philippine Iron and Steel Institute, Inc., the Philippine Institute of Certified Quantity Surveyors, the Philippine Society of Ventilating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigerating Engineers, the Society of Philippine Electrotechnical Constructors and Suppliers, and the Women in Infrastructure Foundation, Inc. We're also joined by our chapters, Metropolitan, Mari Valley, Rizal, Bataan, Bulacan, Pampanga, Pangasinan, Leyte, Ormoc, Cebu, Dumaguete, Davao, and Zamboanga. And our partners from the government, the Construction Industry Authority of the Philippines, the Philippine Domestic Construction Board, Department of Public Works and Highways, and our industry friends. This is a recorded event, and we're also being streamed live in the Facebook page of the Philippine Constructors Association. We'd also like to welcome those who are watching on Facebook. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. We'd also like to invite everyone to the last leg of the PhilConstruct series for the year on November 3 to 6 in Manila. Please see our social media pages for more information. I'd also like to remind everyone of our house rules, our etiquette. Mute yourself when not speaking. When questions, use the chat box or the Q&A function. There will be a question and answer portion allotted for this session. We'd also like to advise everyone to prepare your questions in advance. For sure, this will be a very insightful, impactful, and informative afternoon for everyone. Now, I think we're ready for the poll results. Admin, can we have them, please? All right, I see on my screen. So we have 72% coming from the construction industry, of course, and 6% project management, 5% supply chain, equally represented real estate and academe with 4%, and government as well, and then and developers and owners. Thank you. Most of our attendees, okay, are not yet PCA members, 22%. We have 80% with first time attending the our PCA talks. In terms of where they're located, we have here 35% from NCR, 23% in Luzon, 11% in Visayas, 10% in Mindanao, 15% nationwide. In terms of the age bracket, 35% 30 years old and below, 31 to 35, 23%, followed by 46 and above, 18%, and then 36 to 40, 13%, and then 41 to 45 with 12%. Right. Thank you for answering. In our last PCA talks, we got to know more about decarbonizing the construction industry as part of our efforts in lessening our carbon footprint and to continue innovating to be global partners in nation building. This as part of the 4 pillars of the roadmap under sustainability and pledge under the Philippine Constructors Association of Code of Ethics to promote sustainable construction. In this 20th edition of the PCA Talks, the Philippine Constructors Association partnered up with the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, PCAB, to present the Pacquiao license, its benefits, the processes, and qualifications. It is the goal of this edition to know more about the Pacquiao license and how this will benefit the industry as part of transforming the future of construction. This as the purpose of RA 11711, which further amends the Contractors License Law, RA 4566, is to ensure for the safety of the public that only qualified and reliable contractors are allowed to undertake construction in the country. The law also aims to promote for the benefit of the public and private sectors and for the national interest, the orderly growth of the contracting sector and the upgrading of our construction capability. To officially open our forum this afternoon, I will turn you over to our President Will Dicena for the opening remarks. President Will, go ahead, sir.
Thank you, El, and good afternoon to everyone. And thank you for attending our PC Talks today. And we have an exciting discussions for our upcoming or new contractors for their licenses. In our previous edition of the PC Talks, the Philippine Constructors Accreditation Board, or PCAB, successfully launched the digitization of PCAB licenses renewal, listening the document submission from 24 documents to 9 documents. The validity of the license has also been extended depending on the PCAB license category. In another edition, the online joint venture application has also been launched and digitized. Today, another initiative is carried out as PCAB presents Pacquiao licenses per Republic Act 11711, which further amends the Contractors License Law, RA 4566, to ensure for the safety of the public that only qualified and reliable contractors are allowed to undertake construction in the country. The law also aims to promote the benefit of the public and private sectors and the national interests, the orderly growth of the contracting sector, and the upgrading of construction capability. This so that smaller contractors may legitimize their business and for consumers to be protected against unregulated contractors. As we congratulate and support PCAB for these digitizing and modernizing initiatives in support of the Philippine construction industry roadmap, we would like to welcome you to this special edition of PC Talks and thank all the industry stakeholders for untimely doing their part in ensuring the continuous growth of the construction industry. For taking their time to be with us today, we thank our keynote speaker, Mr. Sergi Ritome, Chief of Technical and Financial Evaluation Division of the Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, and our panelists, Ferdy Mangali, Vice President of Makati Development Corporation, Albert Ignacio, our trustees, Philippine Constructors Association, Kevin John, President and CEO of CAD Construction Corporation, Ramon Aliado, President and General Manager of Aliado Construction Company, and Dominic Rubia Tutay, or we call her Asik Nikki, Assistant Secretary for Workers' Welfare and Protection, Department of Labor and Employment. Our panel moderator, Justin Angeles, Vice President of GB Angeles Construction Corporation, and PC Next Gen Committee member. This will be another fruitful and meaningful discussions as we are moving forward, transforming the construction industry to be a global partner in building nations. Thank you and good afternoon again.
Thank you, Sir Will. As mentioned, our speaker for today is the Chief of the Technical and Financial Evaluation Division of PCAB. He has been a key figure in helping the construction industry in digitizing and modernizing the PCAB application licenses processes. He's very active in promoting the use of digitization and has been conducting various seminars and webinars for AMOs. As part of the implementing arm of CIAP, he helps PCAB in ensuring that only qualified and reliable contractors are allowed to undertake construction in the country. This is for the benefit of the public and private sectors and the growth of the contracting sector and upgrading of the construction capability in line of the Philippine Construction Industry Roadmap 2020 to 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow nation builders, it is my honor to introduce Engineer Sergi T. Retome. Over to you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much. So I'll start sharing my slides. So before we start, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you sa PCA for giving us the opportunity and the venue to introduce the Pacquiao license. In behalf of the PICA board headed by Chairman Dr. Pericles P. Dakay, Board Member Arthur N. Escalante, Board Member Ernie G. Bagao, and with our Director, PICAB Executive Director, Attorney Herbert Tigrano Machenzo. So we are now introducing to you the Pacquiao Contractors License. Okay, we launched it last July, Visayas leg of the PhilConstruct, and after launching it, there's a succeeding CCA talk, Cebu Contractor Association, for parang review ng natin ng Pacquiao license. Okay, so before going to the details, let me present a short background about license. So RA 4566 has amended the PD 1746 provide that no contractor, this contractor doesn't only refer to the main contractor, the one doing the civil works. This includes subcontractors of the subcontractors of the subcontractors. Kahit na anong level, kailangan merong contractor's license, and specialty contractors. So when we say specialty contractors, this includes, these are construction firms doing specialized building trades or craft. Example, electrical contractors, air conditioning contractors, painting contractors. So this includes specialty contractors. So if you are into construction contracting or engaged in construction activity, you must have or secure a contractor's license. So we define construction contractors as undertakes or offers to undertakes or purports the capacity to undertakes or submits a bid to or buy through others. So either you construct, alter, repair, add to, subtract from, improve, move, elect, demolish any buildings, highway, roads, railroads, convection, other structures, project development or improvement to any part thereof, including erection of scaffoldings or other structures or work in connection therewith. So the contractor's license is not for civil works only. That's why I mentioned or emphasized specialty contractors. For example, contractors, minimal lang po yung civil works na ginagawa, but majority of the scope is related to their specialization, which is installing of pipes, wires, cables, breakers, panel boards. So these are construction activities that requires a contractor's license. Term contractor is synonymous with team builder. So a contractor may be an individual, firm, partnership, corporation. This includes one-person corporation, association, or organization, or any combination thereof. So it includes the principal contractors, subcontractors, and specialty contractors. We have types of license that you may secure. Okay, for the regular license, we have the regular license with the 60-40 equity or 100% Filipino equity. Okay, or the foreign equity should not be more than 40%, or the Filipino equity should not be less than 60%. We have also what we call the regular license with annotation or quadruple A. which local firm may qualify, either proprietorship or 60-40, or firms with more than 40% or 100% foreign-owned construction firm may qualify for a regular license with. Having your regular license, you may secure a special license. So when you say special license, it could be a joint venture. So this is a partnership of a license holder, either regular license or special license. So all members in the joint venture have their individual contractor's license. Now we have got also a consortium, special license consortium. This is a partnership between a licensed contractor and a non-contractor partner. This non-contractor partner will be doing only supportive role, which is they will just be either supply of materials or equipment, they will just be financing, no construction activity, no project supervision. Foreign firm may apply for a special license, or project owner undertaking by themselves without the services of the contractor. Project owner must secure a contractor's license, special license for that particular project. Now, if you will not qualify for these types of license, we have now Pacquiao contractor's license for small scale contractors natin. Okay. Now, what are the main criteria in determining categorizing contractors? So the main criteria is having a qualified authorized managing officer. For the evaluation of the category, we're using the three criteria. We have the financial capabilities, qualification or technical capabilities, and then the overall credit points requirement on the applied category. To those who are interested to join government biddings, they may file simultaneously with the license. For station for government, track record is required if you are applying for a higher size range, which is medium A, medium B, large A, or large B. Now, if you will not qualify for a regular license, we have now opportunity to secure a license. So under Board Solution 123 series of 2022, implementation for the licensing of small-scale contractors, otherwise known as Pacquiao Contractor's License. Purpose: to encourage contractors to acquire a valid contractor's license, to provide an opportunity for all small contractors to legitimize their construction operation, to lessen and avoid untoward that may violate public security and safety, to promote and provide project owners to hire licensed contractors. So rather than by bullets, I made it into a comparative qualification criteria para mas madaling ma-distinguish ang Pacquiao license from a regular license natin. Okay? So ito po siya. Okay? So the Pacquiao Contractor's License is for proprietorship lang talaga siya. Okay? Proprietorship. Okay? So hindi pwede mag-apply si corporation, partnership, or OPC. Proprietorship lang yung pwede sa Pacquiao license natin. Okay? When we say territorial scope, we doesn't refer to the area kung saan lang sila pwede, hindi yung sa city lang sila or sa municipality. We are talking of the territorial scope of the business name. Since proprietorship ito, kailangan yung DTI business name. So the territorial scope para dito sa Pacquiao is pwedeng city lang. Sa regular license natin, we require yung territorial scope of national. Here, pwede po city lang or municipal. There is a big difference when you secure a DTI business name na national. I think it's 2,000, whereas for the city or municipal is I think it's 1. Pero if kaya naman kumuha ni Pacquiao interested parties ng national yung territorial scope, is mas maganda po yung national na yung kunin nila na territorial scope. Para later on, magamit nila doon when they are decided to secure a regular license. Now, the Pacquiao Contractor's License is for private project lang talaga siya. wala siyang registration sa government. So hindi pwede gamitin si Pacquiao license na sumali sa mga government biddings kasi wala siyang registration. Wala siyang size range na small A, small B, or medium A, medium B, large A, or large B. So pang private projects lang po talaga siya. Okay? Either siya ay isa sa mga subcontractors or he will be the main contractor. Okay? Unlike sa regular license natin na pwedeng government, pwede rin yung pang-private. Kung interested sila sa government, then they may apply for registration for government infrastructure projects. Requirement is at least 18 years of age. Sa regular license natin, minimum age requirement is 25 if you're applying for AAA and below, whereas 35 for those applying for quadruple A. So dito, pwede yung mga young blood natin na interesado na mag-venture into construction at least 18 years of age. Okay? Experience and seminar requirement, doon at least kailangan merong 2 years experience in managerial or supervisory capacity. Here, kailangan po is at least NC2 certification in construction-related courses. Okay, so national certification level 2. Since we launched it in July 2023, 2022 in Cebu, we only received 2 applications. Yung unang days lang after nag-done sa Cebu, may nag-apply na, but unfortunately we have to disapprove the application because the applicant has an existing regular license. So baka nagkamali lang siya ng pagpili ng application niya, So Pacquiao ang napili, which is meron na siyang regular license. So hindi siya pwede sa at saka corporation 'yon. So kuan muna, dinisapprove 'yon. I think last week lang, last week we have nag-apply din ng Pacquiao license pero na-disapprove din namin, wala pa siyang NC2. Hindi rin kompleto yung audited financial statement niya. So last board meeting, last August 31, 2022, the resolved that yung NC2 requirement will be required during sa renewal na po. Kasi the board considers na medyo may backlog si TESDA and TESDA accredited institution sa pag-conduct ng mga seminars, na lalo-lalo na face-to-face itong mga seminars na ito. Hindi pwedeng online itong mga construction-related courses natin. So the board resolved na we will accept applications, Pacquiao, na wala pa yung NC2, but we will require that NC2 certificate in the renewal application. So habang gumagawa na sila, then they have the time na mag-undertake yung makuha yung certification nila. So they have a year para ma-comply itong NC2 requirement. Okay? 1-day entrepreneurial course. Okay? So, pero kung meron ka ng 2-day EMO seminar, gamitin yan dito sa substitute for the 1-day entrepreneurial course. We have pilot tested this 1-day entrepreneurial course last December of with participants from MDC, Makati Development Corporation. Okay? So, may mga ibang pantayo, participants doon sa 2-day seminar na kung hindi sila mag-qualify doon, then they may apply or use that seminar dito sa Pacquiao license po natin. Safety seminar. So, kung meron ka ng 40 hours or 16 hours na safety management seminar sa AMOs, pwede mo nang gamitin yan in substitute dito sa 1-day safety seminar requirement. Okay? So ito lang yung tatlong document o dalawang document na lang ang kailangan nating i-upload para mag-apply tayo ng contractor's license. Okay? The equity requirement. So kailangan pa rin merong audited financial statement. So complete set of audited financial statement. But the equity requirement is only 20,000. Sa regular license natin, we have at least 100,000 category trade as high as 1 billion for quadruple A. So dito, at least 20,000 lang siya, So pwede, pagawa ka ng AFS na pwedeng cash on bank na at least may 20,000 ka, that will do na po, will qualify for a Pacquiao license. But the audited financial statement must be complete pa rin po siya. Ang pangalawang nag-apply, ang sinubmit niya lang or in-upload niya lang is yung income statement. So wala yung ibang component ng audited financial statement niya. Kung kumpleto lang yung audited financial statement niya, i-aprobahan na namin yung application niya kahit na wala pa siyang NC2. Okay? Fortunately, hindi nga kumpleto yung audited financial statement na in-upload niya. Okay? 542 lang. Okay? Compared to the regular natin na at least 1,342, that is for the category trade, and as high as 150,000 for quadruple A license. So, siguro kayang-kaya na po yan ng mga Pacquiao license natin, yung 542. Validity of the license is 1 year from the date of issuance. We are now implementing the provision of RA 11711. The of license will be a year after na siya. No? Expiration is a year after ng issuance ng license. Okay? Renewal, they have to renew annually the license. Okay, unlike dun sa regular license natin, next year we'll be implementing also the provision under RA 11711 to those who are in good standing for 2 years, 10 to 24 years, every 2 years sila, and to those who will in good standing for 25 years and above, every 3 years mag-renew. So 9 years and below is annually pa sila mag-renew. The Pacquiao license cannot be upgraded. Unlike license natin na kung category trade ka, you have the option to upgrade it later on if you meet the higher category. Dito, Pacquiao license lang talaga siya. So hindi mo siya pwedeng i-convert or i-upgrade na Pacquiao level 2 or level 3. Okay? So if you would convert it into a regular license, you have to apply for a regular license. So ngayon yun po yung policy na ginagamit natin. Okay, walang upgrading for Pacquiao license. Okay, so ito lang po yung this is the difference between a regular contractor's license with the Pacquiao license qualification po natin, which is kayang-kaya na po ngayon ng mga existing or interested na mga contractors natin. Okay, that's the end of my slide. So I would request the host to show the video instruction on how to navigate naman dito sa online application natin ng Pacquiao. Okay, so I'll turn off the platform doon sa host natin to pakita yung
introduced an easier way to apply. Good day. Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board, PCAB, has introduced an easier way to apply for a Pacquiao license. This video will guide you on how to use the PCAB online facility in applying for your Pacquiao license. Create an email account, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Outlook. Note: creation of an email account is not needed when an applicant has already an existing email account. Using an internet browser, visit the PCAB online licensing portal, pcabgovph.com or pcab.construction.gov.ph. Sign up an account and enter the created or existing email account during this process. Once done, click on Submit button. The applicant will receive a system-generated notification in his or her email account. This notification contains the link for PCAB portal account verification page together with the verification code for finishing the sign-up process. On the PCAB portal account verification page, enter the email address together with the verification code. Wait for a second to process the verification. Once done, click on the Submit button. Applicant may now log in at PCAB portal using registered email address and registered password. To apply, click on Pacquiao license on the menu and click on Pacquiao new button. Accomplish the required fields and upload required supporting documents under General Information. Once everything is accomplished, click on Submit button to save record and proceed to payment portion. Note: for fields with upload button, please make sure that all pertinent pages of the required documents are included in the scanned file to avoid disapproval of application. DTI Business Name Registration Certificate, at least municipal. National Certification, NC2 issued by TESDA in a construction-related skill. Certificate of Completion of One-Day Safety Seminar. Certificate of Completion of One-Day Entrepreneurial Course. Audited financial statement with net worth of at least 20,000 pesos. Tip: set the scanner to lowest resolution to achieve the maximum file size requirement, 5 megabytes. Click on Pay Submit button to continue. Applicant may pay through the following facilities: electronic wallet, PayMaya, GCash, debit card, credit card, Visa, MasterCard, JCB, using PayMaya facility. Land Bank LinkBiz portal website, Land Bank ATM, PCHC PayGate, BankNet Online. CIAP Makati Cashier. CIAP Windows Cashier. Note: instructional guide in using various payment facilities can be downloaded on this portion. Once done in payment, application will be submitted automatically. Applicant can check the real-time progress of the application through their PCAB portal account. Details of the progress can be accessed by clicking on Submitted Status button under Actions column. Note: the button under Actions column will be changed depending on the final result of application, either approved or disapproved. If the status is approved, click on License button at the bottom and the applicant shall be able to download and print the digital license. So there you have it. This is how easy to apply for Pacquiao license. For more information, visit PCAB website and Facebook page. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Sergi, and for that short video. And I'm sure our 424 participants who are in the Zoom call and then the rest who are watching Facebook Live have very interesting questions. But wait a minute. So joining our speaker, we have our panelists who have various experiences in construction and hiring. So they will be sharing their insights as well. So we have the following: Ferdy Mangali, the Vice President of Makati Development Corporation; Albert Ignacio, PCA Trustee; Kevin Dion, President and CEO of CAD Construction Corporation; Ramon Aliado, President and General Manager of Aliado Construction Company; and Ma'am Dominique Rubia Tutay, ASEC Nikki, DOLE Assistant Secretary for Workers' Welfare and Protection. Our panel discussion will be moderated by Justin Angeles, the VP of Water and Wastewater of JV Angeles Construction Corporation. I will now turn you over to Sir Justin Angeles to conduct the panel discussion. Over to you, Sir Justin.
Thank you, Earl, and thank you, Sir Sergi Retame from PCAB. I think there were a lot of interesting. I think there are several questions already in the Q&A. So I guess we can start off first with reactions from the panelists mentioned by Earl, and I guess we can start with the reaction from ASEC Nikki Tutay on its perspective of DOLE regulations, workers' welfare, and protection cluster, especially when it comes to the Pacquiao license, ma'am. What are your thoughts po?
Okay, thank you very much, Justin, and thank you for the invitation. Hindi ko po mapahindian si Sir Will and si Sir Barry. And of course, syempre, ang construction sector po talaga, malapit yan sa puso ko kasi when I was at the employment cluster po, ito talaga yung nakita ko na nag-generate ng jobs for the country. But I'm now using, as Justin have mentioned, yung workers' welfare and protection cluster lens. Dahil ito po, dahil sa construction sector po, alam naman natin na marami rin pong mga aksidente na nangyayari. But on the Pacquiao licensee, I would just like to commend PCAB for this kasi binibigyan niya po ng chance yung mga maliliit. And therefore, dun sa video niyo kanina stating that the construction sector is the nation builder. So through this license, nililegitimize natin and we're giving dignity doon po sa mga licensees natin. And parang ini-equal din natin yung nile-level off natin yung playing field pagdating po sa construction industry kasi minsan yung mga maliliit hindi sila nabibigyan talaga ng pagkakataon to probably compete. Even alam natin private sector lang ang pwede po nilang salihan ng mga proyekto. But having said that, even po kasi pag maliliit, kailangan nasabi ko nagbibigay ito ng dignity, but at the same time dapat yung ating mga workers dito sa na makukuha under the Pacquiao licensee, syempre kailangan we also afford decent work through observance of the labor standards. And in the observance of the labor standards, let me just say that sa mga micro enterprises or mga startups po, the DOLE will be doing a developmental approach to assist the micro and small enterprises to be able to comply with our general labor standards. And of course, yung occupational safety and health po natin. Maybe it's also a parang eye-opener sa inyo if I tell you that in our inspection reports, nakikita po namin yung compliance ng construction industry in terms of occupational safety and health and general labor standards. I must say medyo kailangan pa po nating i-improve. And sana comes with the license is the responsibility of the workers within the industry. So yun lang po muna for now. Thank you so much po.
Thank you, ASEC Nikki Tuta. I think she highlighted or emphasized when you have that license, or there's a responsibility that comes with it. No, so
Yeah.
I think we must ensure that we follow DOLE regulations and as well the OSHA. So I think that's also a key for the new contractors or the startups. But we have to make sure that we follow those kinds of rules. How about you, Mr. Ferdy Mangali from MDC, from a quadruple A contractor perspective, going on about safety and health, and as well those labor standards. What are your thoughts on this, sir?
Actually, I share the same thought from ASEC Nikki. We'd like to thank PCAB for this initiative. This is actually a welcome development, especially for big players like us. As you know, economy has reopened. And we can see that construction activities are starting to ramp up. Therefore, we need more resources, more players, more partnerships to augment and strengthen our construction capabilities. Kaya we strongly encourage our small-scale contractors, micro subcontractors to register and secure the Pacquiao license. I think this is an opportunity for them to enter into a formal structure of subcontracting engagement with the big players, and that this will be an opportunity for them to grow their business. I think the challenge would be for this our micro subcontractors to continuously enhance their technical expertise. I think it will be a competitive playing field, especially pag marami na nag-apply ng Pacquiao license, and a lot of proposals. We will receive a lot of proposals from micro subcontractors, and they need to be competitive, and it's important that they should be able to develop strong partnership so that they will be able to gain the trust of big contractors and also even developers. I share the same thought coming from ASEC Nikki. In fact, yesterday during the briefing, we talked about this, that this Pacquiao license should not should not undermine the value of complying with labor standards. Yung small contractor should ensure that they follow labor standards, no, and that they properly implement the regulations, particularly safety of the construction workers, their construction workers. Sabi nga yesterday, this should not lead to the so-called race to the bottom and compromise the welfare of our workers. That's it, Mona. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ferdy, for your thoughts on that. In addition, we also have here Sir Albert Ignacio, a PCA trustee and former president for various contractors. May we ask, sir, your opinion on, at least from the private sector contractor perspective, Sir Albert Ignacio?
Good afternoon. Actually, my reaction is more of questions. No, number one, by having the license ng Pacquiao, does that mean that DOLE in effect allows the Pacquiao only, the labor only? Second, we know that when we price our bids, it usually includes, pag pinasubcontract, all in na yan, including the mandatories, health, SSS, etc., etc. But I noticed that some Pacquiao contractors are not actually paying these mandatories. So whoever is the gang leader, the team leader of the Pacquiao group ends up pocketing. And sometimes nga hindi binabayaran ng tama yung tao. By having the license, are we going to be assured that these Pacquiao licenses or contractors will really comply with the mandatories and the minimum wages? And number three, that could also jack up the prices now because they would be entitled to a 30th month pay as well. Or is that a requirement? Are they required to comply with that as well? So magkakaroon to ng ng effect sa pricing. So from the private construction, it will have a big impact. And actually, a fourth question or a reaction is, bakit ganun kakunti ang nag-a-apply? Are they avoiding? Kasi once na license, di ba, under the na sila, supervision, or they will be tracked. So they would rather not apply. So these are the questions or reactions that I have in my head. How do we go about these Pacquiao licenses? That's all for now.
Thank you, Sir Albert Ignacio. How about from Kevin Dion, the president and CEO of CAD, from a provincial contractor perspective?
Thank you, Justin. And again, congratulations to the PCAB for a very good program. Now, actually, I really agree with Sir Albert with the impact, no? Especially in the province where we are highly dependent on the public construction market, where margins are sometimes, incomparable to what we have in the large private projects. Now, this is also in a form of question. Kasi sinabi kanina na parang the Pacquiao is for private only. Now, if in some public projects or government projects, we are allowed by the agency to have a subcontractor, will it be, we have plans to like not necessarily what do you call this, require, are we going to require that these subcontractors be regulated by the PCAB as well? So kasi dito sa amin sa probinsya, mostly government talaga. So although I think it will benefit mostly kina Sir Ferdy, kina Sir Albert for small contractors in the province na parang ano siya advantage na to be more recognized, to be more, kumbaga may liability na kasi si subcon for them to get more from the provincial contractors. And finally siguro on the entrepreneurial aspect to share, because I'm from the province also, so yung personal experience ko, we have had engineers who started their careers in the Metro Manila, in the metropolis. So mag-employee sila in a corporate setting, and then eventually they'll go back for personal reasons, probably their families or going back to the provinces, and wala masyadong opportunities for them, no, in terms of employment. Now this could also be a good springboard for entrepreneurial advancements kasi some of them could start their careers in the provinces with this Pacquiao license. So I guess that's it for me, Justin. Thank you.
I think what was common, at least from what I understood from Sir Dion and Sir Ignacio's comments or questions, was maybe there's just more need to expound on regulation, right, when it comes to them as a subcontractor, because one, inexperience, as Sir Ignacio said, there were these are parang gang leader or such, and then there are these issues about following certain codes and certain standards. So maybe later on we can ask that question towards the PCAB or maybe Dole, and we can talk about more about regulation. Also, of course, we'd like to ask for the reaction of Sir Mon Aliado, the former PCAB chairman, regarding the Pacquiao license. What are your thoughts, sir?
Thank you, Justin. I'm coming from a totally different perspective. First of all, I'd like to thank PCAB for coming out with this program. But I'm coming from the perspective of the grandfather of Justin, my dad, and the older people. Where did this Pacquiao come about? Even before the PCAB license was created, a contractor would have gangs. Okay? My father had Mr. Bernabe, who did all the tinsmithry. That's the same thing that my father-in-law did. You also had Mr. Manarang to do all sorts of things. They were basically Pacquiao contractors. And where did this come from? There is a labor code provision called piecework. Correct me, Asek, Nikki, if I'm wrong, if it's still there in the labor code. Now, the only problem with this piecework thing is there is also a provision in the labor code that if the income of this piecework contractor is less than what is mandated by the minimum wage, then whoever hires this piecework contractor must pay for the minimum wage. That goes without saying, Asek Nikki, that all the labor standards must be met. So I will answer the question of my good friend Albert that, you know, you have to pay for everything. Make sure that SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, the 13-month pay, the night differentials, if any, have to be paid because those are labor standards. And under piecework, you have to follow those standards. So I'm just coming from this perspective. This is a very good initiative, but we have to know where it came from. Now, you need the big contractors, the general contractors, to handhold these Pacquiao contractors. This cannot be the system wherein, okay, you have Pacquiao contractors, you invite them for bids. No, they usually come together with their general contractors. That's how you can not only help develop, but help regulate them. That's the perspective that I can offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Aliado. I think you answered a few of the queries, and maybe that will jumpstart. We do have, I think, almost 28 questions here by the audience. But at the same time, I just like to touch base on what Sir Aliado said. I think as a general contractor ourselves is that I think maybe there is a responsibility for us to regulate and to ensure that we have the subcontractors under us that they're following these labor codes. So I think we go hand in hand, no, with Dole and of course us as contractors to handle that. I guess we can start off with a few questions, not unless Earl, can we start off with the Q&A a bit? And then I'll probably ask it as a general question to the whole panelists, and anybody can jump in and answer if ever. Is that okay, Earl?
Yeah, go ahead, Sir Justin.
Can I just
Please.
add yung
Please,
kay
go
Sir
ahead.
Mon kanina? I think with the engagement of Pacquiao, yung solidarity liability still stands in terms of complying with labor standards. No? So when we engage Pacquiao workers or Pacquiao contractors, we need to make sure that they comply with the standards of the law, labor law regulations. And otherwise, if not, then the solidarity liability will follow. So I think that's very important to note, especially when we're engaging Pacquiao contractors.
Thank you, Sir Ferdy. Yes, Asek Nikki. Yes.
Yeah, Justine, just on the point of Sir Albert, sir, yung labor-only contracting is still prohibited under the labor code. So what is allowed is of course the contracting and subcontracting, but ito nga yung legitimate contracting and subcontracting. And when you are given a license, even if it's a Pacquiao license, then that's a privilege. So that privilege, ibig sabihin yan, may karampatang responsibilidad din po yan, and nasabi na po natin kung ano yung mga dapat nila na sundin po na patakaran. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess we can start off with a question here for maybe si Sir Sergi Retame. Do Pacquiao contractors have limitations on the amount of contracts they can enter into, sir?
Walang limitation on the amount of project na pwedeng makuha ni Pacquiao license holder. It's still up to the main contractor or the owner ano ang amount na gaano kalaki yung i-award or project amount na ibibigay niya doon sa Pacquiao license. Regardless tayo kung holder siya ng Pacquiao license or regular license. Kasi sa regular license, ganoon din po. Wala rin namang limitation on the amount ng project na makuha ni category trade, ni category C, category D, or AAA. Wala rin limit on the private projects.
When it comes to those scope of work, share the private projects, so is it now considered or intended just for subcontracting only, or they can be like, they're trying to understand, can they be a contractor or just subcontractor work only, sir?
No, they can be the main contractor. These Pacquiao contractors could be a main contractor, or they will be one of the subcontractors, or they will just be doing specialty classification. For example, he is a holder of Pacquiao license which specializes in electrical works. So siya na yung kukunin ni owner. So siya na yung lalabas na contractor. So it's not limited for subcontracting na puro subcontract lang pwedeng ibigay sa Pacquiao license holder.
I understand. Thank you, sir. I hope that answers your question. It was from an anonymous attendee. Another question to the group. Good day. How about po sa entrep skills? Pwede po Pwede po ito sa ibang organization or CMDF lang po? Also, safety seminar, pwede po sa DOLE accredited training organization? Pwede po ba yun?
Yes, yung NC2 natin could be secured from TESDA or TESDA accredited institution. May mga accredited na organization na pwedeng mag-conduct ng one-day safety seminar. So, paano on the one, yung entrepreneurial course is that is hosted by, or should be coordinated with CMDF being the program director, or sila po yung course natin sa entrepreneurial. Sila nag-develop ng courses that is in collaboration, pinapanyon with former USEC Marley Cruz ng Go Negosyo on the topics doon sa entrepreneurial natin. So there are several topics doon sa one-day entrepreneurial course. So merong Accounting 101, merong planning and project monitoring, meron ding about business, how to open up a business. Anong mga benefits na makukuha nyo from DTI, yung mga programs na pwede kang makahiram. Okay, so of course, one of the topic doon is about yung contractor's license. So yung mga host association po yan, yung mga accredited host association may conduct or host that one-day seminar. The first association who have offered yung schedule was the Cebu Contractors Association. But unfortunately, baka konti lang yung participants. So the first schedule nila noon na August 15 was moved to September 15. Hindi rin natuloy. So they move it now to October 3. So that's the latest na schedule for the one-day entrepreneurial course. This will be hosted by Cebu Contractors Associations. So kung merong interested parties, just coordinate with Cebu Contractors Association para makapag-register po kayo doon sa kanila.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Sergi. I guess on that, sa training, and maybe this is a question for the group, especially for the private sector group. Sir, is there a possibility though that a training can be done by the main contractor together with PCAB? Parang it will be initialized by us, or what does the group think for the training on safety specifically? That can be to any of the panelists.
I think it was answered by Engineer Sergi, that other institutions can conduct the training. In our case, we are a TESDA accredited institution, company, and we conduct TESDA training programs for the workers. The same also with the safety training program. So in our case, yes, we can conduct the training for the Pacquiao contractors.
Thank you, Sir Ferdy. Yeah, so as everybody has heard,
I may add, if
go
I
ahead,
may
sir.
add, Justin, TESDA accredits both training and assessment organizations. There is a distinction because the NC2 is a certification and you have to go through an assessment. So training and assessment go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if MDC is also accredited assessment center, but I know it has a training center. So these are two different things.
Yeah. I think the requirement is
you don't
train or
you cannot train and assess.
Yes, that's the requirement. No, you can train, but you cannot assess. You have to get an assessor to conduct the assessment.
All right. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
But in the provincial perspective, Sir Dion, when it comes to training, do you have any institutions, or are there any locations that other contractors or aspiring contractors can ask for training, or at least ask for information? What are your thoughts, Sir Dion?
Yeah, thanks, Justin. No. So I can only speak in behalf of the province of Pangasinan. So we do have TESDA accredited training centers and accreditation in Pangasinan. In Dagupan we also have one upcoming in Calasiao, which personally I will own. So I own that. So and then in terms of the safety seminar, we can also include that in the programs of the chapters maybe. Because, like, for example, we have a partnership with PCA Marivali for a quarterly training on COSH. So maybe that could also be a part of our programs as well. So that's for Pangasinan. And I think the other chapters do that as well. So Cebu, Marivali, Davao, I think they do that.
Thank you, Sir Dion. In addition, actually, this may be a bit out. I don't know. I think it's hand in hand, but maybe towards the PCAB and the group, there's a question here about will there be a license? I'll just read it. In my own perception po, it is high time na magkaroon ng license for designer aside from the PRC to avoid malpractice and to have double protection, especially for whole development, no? Because he has those licenses for electrical practitioner and licensed plumbing practitioner. What are your thoughts? Would there be a separate or an additional license for designers? This is for the group.
Isn't the PRC license already the license to practice? I don't know. I baka madoble lang, no?
I assume that was the same. That would be my same answer, that there would be the PRC license as the basis, no, to do the design. Maybe, right. Let's see if she has a follow-up question. But yes, at least from go ahead. Yes, sir.
Adding to Albert, the answer is really in the Civil Code. I believe it's Article 1723 of the Civil Code, which defines the liability of the designer as well as the liability of the contractor. It is very well defined there where the responsibility from one goes to the other and when both of them had responsibility. By the way, it's a 15-year liability. Thank you.
Right.
We have a question here for ASEC Nikki. I heard there are different kinds and types of dollar registry. Are these required po when applying for a PCAB license?
I think that's related to a question na sinasabi kung exempted na din sila sa 174. Actually po sa mga sa construction sector, PCAB license po talaga ang hinahanap, not necessarily 174.
Thank you, ASEC Nikki. There's a question here. Let's say na we are paying naman the workers based on the minimum wage required, but the project is only lasting for 2 to 3 months. Are we required to pay for the SSS, Pag-ibig, 13th month, PhilHealth, considering na yung mga workers natin is just like on calls if may mga projects, this may have cost impact din kasi ito when it comes sa contracting. So I think in simple form, he's asking, should we pay the government mandated requirements?
May I answer that?
Sige.
Yung tinatawag ni, kaya nakatawa si ASEC Nikki yun yung labor standards. Kaya sinasabi niya dun sa survey nila, maraming contractor non-compliant eh. Di ba? And it gives the rest of the industry a bad name. Pag-employ mo doon sa tao, kung wala siyang SSS, it's your responsibility to make sure that that worker is registered with not only SSS, but PhilHealth and Pag-ibig. No? So, yung 2 months, 3 months lang, 4 months, 5 months, walang exception to the rule yan. No? Sinagip na kita, ASEC Nikki. Thank you.
No, Sir Mon, I would just like to add, siguro dun sa mga audience po natin, dun sa mga nakikinig, it's very important for our workers to be enrolled under the social protection program. Whether formal, informal, micro, small, large, medium, importante po sa mga manggagawa natin yan para po merong sasalo sa kanila in times of calamity, in times of job displacement. Importante po yung mga social protection programs po natin. Thank you.
Thank you, ASEC Nikki, and thank you, Sir Aliado. Another question here. Is PCAB covered under ARTA law?
Yes, we are. So in our system, we have set targets for the specific type of application. So for example, for new contractors, so we consider the transaction as complex, so maximum 20 days. So our system was designed that we could process application, kung wala namang problema, hindi naman for interview yung AMO, is napaprocess namin within minsan 3 days lang, 4 days lang eh. Mabilis na po tayo ngayon kasi online na po tayo ngayon. So the beauty of this online application is that they can track the status of their application. Makikita nila, ay bakit hindi pa rin natapos sa financial, hindi pa rin natapos sa technical. So mabu-view nila po kung nasaan na yung parte yung application nila. Sa mga new application, medyo tumagal lang yan kung for interview yung AMOs. Pero kung hindi naman for interview yung AMO, mabilis naman po yung makuha nila yung license po nila. Ganon din po sa renewal natin. With the implementation of RA 11711, magkakaiba na po ngayon yung hindi na po maiipon sa June 30 yung expiration ng contractor's license. Kanina doon sa Q&A, mayroong natanong doon ano yung validity ng lisensya. January pa kailangan i-renew. Hindi po. The expiration of the license will be after 1 year 1 year from the date of issuance. So iba-iba na po magiging expiration date ng mga contractor's license po natin. Be it a regular, be it a Pacquiao license. So kung nabigyan ka ng lisensya ngayon, September 16, 2022, it will expire on September 16, 2023. So sa isang Pacquiao Contractors naman na yung license niya, let's say October 15, 2022, it will expire on October 15, 2023. So hindi na po sila maiipon sa June 30. Ganun din po, i-apply rin po namin doon sa mga renewing contractors natin. Okay, hindi na po maiipon sa June 30. We will make guidelines para ma-implement natin na ang expiration date ng mga contractors license will coincide with the date ng first issuance of the license. So hindi na po maiipon yung June 30 na naging perennial problem namin since dumating ako sa pickup 25 years ago. Na pagdating ng June or last week of June, doon nagkukumahog o doon parati nagpa-file ng renewal si contractor. Kahit na we set policy or program na dapat based on the ending of the license number para parang clustered yung renewal nila, pero most of the contractors pa rin doon pa rin sila gusto mag-file sa deadline or kung doon na ma-expire saka sila nagpa-file. So with the implementation of RA 11711, mababago na po yan, iba-iba na po yung magiging expiration date ng mga contractors license natin.
Thank you, Sir Sergi. I think we're towards the end already of the program proper, and I think we're towards the closing. I guess I'm not sure if we can answer a few more questions, but maybe we can go around the table again towards the panelists, and maybe you could give a closing remarks or your closing thoughts about this whole Pacquiao license, which I think personally is a good idea. And how about for everybody else on the panels? Maybe you can give your closing remarks.
Sir Justin, please excuse me. I'd also like to acknowledge Attorney Matienzo, who has been very actively answering the questions here on the chat, because I see na talagang he's been typing and then answering anonymous and then named participants, audience members. And then we have had a very informative session. Actually, aside from the chat, ayan, may mga I received messages din as well. So I'd like to make pahabol lang this question. The question here is, what if there is already a regular license, pickup license before but had expired 3 to 5 years ago? Can they still apply for a Pacquiao license and as a subcontractor?
Yes. So license not renewed for 2 fiscal year is considered delisted. So kung delisted na yung lisensya, hindi na pwedeng i-renew. Ang treatment niya is magiging new license na po siya. So mag-decide siya, mag-file siya ba as regular license ba kukunin niya or Pacquiao license na lang. Hindi ka pwedeng kumuha ng, you cannot be a holder of two license na regular at saka Pacquiao. Isa lang ang pan mo dyan, ang pipiliin mo dyan, o isa lang yung applyan mo dyan, regular or Pacquiao license.
All right. Thank you so much, Engineer Sergio. I think it's about, as mentioned by Sir Justin, we can have our final reactions, final messages from our panelists and our speaker for this evening. Go ahead. Maybe you can start po with ASEC Nikki.
Thank you, Earl and Justine. Siguro po from the DOLE's end, continuous engagement with the sector. Talks like this, na nakaklaro po natin yung mga issues. Tapos kung halimbawa nag-progress na itong issuance ng Pacquiao license, tapos may mga issues tayo na mai-encounter, I think pwede pong pagtulungan ng gobyerno at ng industriya po, because ang isa lang naman po ang bottom line natin dito, apart from employment, is really providing our workers decent work. Kaya continuous engagement po with the sector will be very helpful po.
Thank you so much, ASEC Nikki. I call on Sir Mon Aliado. You're on mute, sir.
Thank you, Earl. Thank you, Justin, and the rest of the panelists. It's a very good idea, but a lot of hand-holding has to be done. It's a worthwhile program to work together with, but the work ahead is cut out for everybody. So we have to work together on this to make it work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Mon. Next, may I call on Sir Kevin Dion?
Yeah, I think the informal construction industry is actually booming. Mag-check ka lang sa mga social media groups, makikita mo na it's a very big market, big industry. No, now this program is actually a very welcome development for us to help regulate that. Kumbaga yung mga to mitigate the risks. No, now agree ako with ASEC Nikki Tutay. This will be a long process of communication back and forth between the PCAB and the other stakeholders, particularly us in the province. Like I said, kung concern ni Sir Albert kanina yung sa cost implication, sa amin would siguro may multiplier effect pa yun given the limited market we have in the province. So, but we are very much open to helping the PCAB para mas mapa-better natin yung program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Kevin. May I call on Sir Albert Ignacio. Over to you, sir.
Well, I agree, and I support itong Pacquiao license, no? Because it's about time that we legitimize the Pacquiao contractors, subcontractors. Ang lang in the enforcement, sabi nga ni Mon, will take some time and a lot of handholding to make sure that this is implemented properly. And I hope many will apply actually. Yung sinabi kanina ni Serge na ilan lang nag-apply, no? I hope in the next coming months, dumami pa. Because it's the only time we can say it's successful when we have many licensed Pacquiao contractors. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Albert. May I call on Sir Ferdy Mangali?
Yeah, I think we need to continue with this kind of dialogue. Kasi there are a lot of valid questions, a lot of insights, no? And I think this insights, information should be factored in to be able to firm up the guidelines. Because I think if this will not be clarified, marami mga gray provisions, baka mamaya it will redound to the expense of the workers later on. No? So I think there should be more consultation also on the part of DOLE. We need to ask DOLE to align the regulations when we implement the Pacquiao license. But the same with the other group. No, we need this. This is very important, and we thank PCAB for this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ASEC Nikki, you raise your hand.
One last point lang kasi since hindi pa tayo masyadong klaro doon sa regulations in the Pacquiao system. Yung DO 174 po kasi is under review also. So if there will be points coming from this practice of Pacquiao system, then we would welcome para makonsider din po siya in the review and amendment of DO 174. Thank you.
Thank you, ASEC Nikki. For the final words, we have Engineer Sergi. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so sa part naman ni PCAB, yung policy and requirements namin ngayon, that is, sa ngayon pa lang po yan, we expect na we will adapt changes na mag-fit naman po doon sa situation. So kailangan talaga mag-umpisa, so ito muna yung nakuha natin, but if there are need na mag-revise kami to fit the situation or to go with the trend, then the board is very open para doon ma-ensure na ito ay magiging successful na program.
Thank you so much, Sir Sergi. And definitely we've had a very insightful, impactful, and informative evening. For our closing remarks, may call on our Executive Director, Sir Barry Paulino. Over to you, Sir Barry.
Good evening to everyone, and I want to thank Serge and ASEC Nikki for providing us insights about this Pacquiao. And of course, our panelists, thank you so much. I guess this is a baby step that we're working now, no? And a lot is to be reviewed, revisited, and modified. But again, this is a step to dignifying our workforce, and we need to entice all these Pacquiao contractors to be licensed, no? And rest assured that PCA will always support the program of the government, and we want to transform the industry for continued productivity, best sustainability, and everything that is stated in our construction industry roadmap 2020 to 2030. Again, salamat sa inyong lahat, and we need to discuss some more, no? If there will be some modifications on the rules and regulations, rest assured that PCA is open for dialogues. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Barry. And I think for sure we'll have maybe a part 2 of this PCAB Pacquiao license webinar. At this point, we will have our